All right, we're recording and we're getting started. Welcome, everybody. It's Saturday. I wrote this thought down, so before we get started, I'm going to go with it. This is what I got right before I came in to the classroom here. And maybe God was talking to me and not talking to you. But now I'm going to tell you what he said to me, and you can decide if it applies to you. You have protested and protected long enough. You've protested and protected long enough. It's time for you to produce. And to me, what that meant was I often find myself with goals, things that I want to accomplish and want to achieve. Maybe for you, that's weight loss this morning. But I sometimes protest what I need to do to be successful. I constantly, throughout the day, mentally protest the things that I don't want to do, but that if I will do them, will help me become successful in my goal achievement. But I like to protest. How do you protest? You work against yourself. You're going against yourself. You want to lose weight, but you say things like this all day in your mind. Maybe not out loud, but in your mind. I don't have time. I don't have time for class. I don't have time to journal. This is too expensive. This is too hard. You protest all day. You go against yourself mentally all day. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm not motivated. Protest. I have no discipline. You protest all day, right? Some people still can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Make sure it's on their end and not my end. And they don't have their chat set up to all panelists and attendees. So I can't really help. Okay, y'all can hear me. So we're protesting, working against ourselves. The other thing is, not only do we protest and work against ourselves and hold ourselves back from achieving that God's put us here to achieve and living in that God's put us here to live in an abundant life, not with an abundant waistline, we also are very protective. What do I mean protective? Well, we try to protect our own egos. We try to protect our own egos. We protest, work against ourselves, and then we try to protect ourselves from failure. Because if you don't, in your mind, somehow you rationalize, if I don't try, I can't fail. But it's really right the opposite. Nobody has ever been successful, no one, without going through failure first. There's no way. Failure is a prerequisite for success. When I went to college, you had to take high school, Algebra 1 before you could take Algebra 2, Algebra 2 before Trig before this. You know, you had to go through, when you went to college, the English 101, English 102 before you got to 201 and 202. You've got to go through failure. It's a prerequisite class before you can become successful, but you're trying to protect yourself. You're making up excuses in case you fail. Another thing, there are legit diseases out there amongst our people. I get it. Thyroid disease, diabetes, sleep. You just got a gazillion things. I talked to a lady yesterday going through menopause, and she said that's why she's not losing weight. There's a lot of things we can come up with that might have negligible impact on our ability to lose weight fast. But notice I said negligible. But we have to look for some reason to protect ourselves as for why we're not being successful. And the real reason is we're just not willing to put ourselves out there and go for it. We're afraid of failure. It's always got to be somebody else's fault. we don't have any support. I hear this one a lot. We don't have any support. This is why I failed. You're protecting yourself. Don't have any support. You got to be willing to do this by yourself if that's what need be. You're trying to protect yourself. Put yourself out there. All success in life comes, hey Cindy, all success through life, I said comes through, you got to go through the door of failure. And that's scary, but really it gives life. Because all success comes from someone making enough good decisions to be successful. How does a human being, a human becoming, hopefully you're becoming something that God wants you to become this morning. Well, how do you make good decisions and become successful? Well, a smart person who makes good decisions learned how to make good decisions through experience. I use a journal to log my experience. That journal's a good teacher for me. I don't want to forget the lessons of the past. But you make good decisions because you've been through some experiences. You've gotten experience. How did experience come? It come by way of failure. Right? So you've got to go through failure to ever make enough good decisions to become successful. Stop protesting. Stop protecting your own ego and identity. Stop taking yourself so seriously, Travis, right? And start producing. Start producing the results that you want to produce. I got an email. We'll get right into the 21 after this comment. I got an email. And I get these quite frequently. If you put yourself in my shoes, I think that you might have some empathy towards me. I'm not saying I deserve the empathy. But I get people say, I need more motivation, less teaching. Then I get people that say, I need more teaching and less motivation. And I get any number of emails like that. And my personality is I want to please them all. And you just can't do it. So I go back and forth with this stuff. Sometimes motivation, sometimes teaching, sometimes a little of both. But this email in particular, I'd gotten a rash of them lately, and that let me know I need to spend more time teaching because I've gotten several. But this one was direct and to the point, said I do not need the motivation. I need to understand this program. I'm confused, I'm frustrated, and I'm angry. I hate it when they're angry. Maybe it's hangry. And my time is, the email literally said my time is very valuable. And I feel like you're wasting my time. Can you just get to the point and get to the message in these classes? So at first, my ego comes up and out. And I'm typing. Boy, I'm going to let her have it. And then my spirit spoke to me and said, they don't need motivation. I know you do, but hear me out. It's not motivation they need. It is teaching. And you need to tell them that motivation is not what they need. So I had to rewrite my email and say, I appreciate those comments, and you're right. I need to spend more time teaching. And I went on to make it, say, that's just who we are, though. I can't help it. Can't promise you I won't try to motivate people. Yada, yada, yada. But I said all that to say this. We don't need motivation. What we need is discipline. That's what we need. We need discipline. Because there's been times in my life I've been motivated. There's been times in your life you've been motivated. On a scale of 1 to 10, there's been times you've been motivated at a 10. But does it stay at a 10? No. Sometimes you come to class and we can get it back up to an 8 or 9, sometimes a 10. But it comes and it goes. It's not motivation you need. It's discipline. It's discipline. It's an understanding that you're not ever going to reach your goal if you don't have daily discipline. You must have the discipline. You must be willing to work. You've got to have the discipline. Motivation, it goes away the minute you're tired. It goes away the minute you're depressed. It goes away the minute that you're stressed. Motivation is always going to go away. If you've got to be motivated all of the time, 100% of the time, if you've got to be motivated to be successful, you're always going to be falling off the program. Does that sound familiar? Yes, motivation can enhance your experience and make your path a little less troublesome. But at the end of the day, you got to do this even on the days you don't feel like it. You've got to be inspired rather than motivated to get it done. And then you got to have the discipline. Without the discipline, all the motivation in the world cannot help you. So here we go. We've got a 21-day self-mastery program. I think this is great. We're going to keep riding with this. I think it's great for those that need to reload. I think it's great for a new person because it's got a lot of forgiveness in it when it comes to the food combinations. I think it's great for both new people and experienced people alike, but I think it's really fabulous. And if you make the decision to do it and you stay with it and you get the 21-day streak, no matter how long it takes, it's going to forge discipline in your life. It's going to forge discipline. It's going to help you install discipline into your life. And that's what we need more than anything else. If I could only pray for one thing for everybody here, and I knew that it was within God's will, and I believe it is anyway, it was within God's will and everybody would touch and agree with me. If it could only be one thing, I wouldn't pray that you would supernaturally lose weight. I wouldn't pray that, even if God would grant it, because it doesn't do anything to enhance your overall life experience and legacy that you leave behind. I would pray that God would give you supernatural daily discipline that passes all understanding, that you were disciplined to do it on the days you felt like it, disciplined to do it on the days you didn't feel like it. Because if you got the discipline, the weight's coming off, and you'll keep it off forevermore. The self-mastery program can help you with that. So let's get right to it. Are a lot of you doing well with the self-mastery program? I just got notice we've got over 100 people watching between both platforms. Cool. Scott says, so true. Discipline opens every door in life. Everyone. And I know you got it. I know you got the discipline. I know you got the discipline. Because you're disciplined in many areas of your life. But maybe this area you're lacking discipline because it's too easy not to do it. Weight loss is so easy. So why doesn't everybody do this then? Why doesn't everybody lose the weight? Because it's easy not to. It is so easy. Jamie says, I am not part of this, but the 21-day thing I want to join. So those of you, I'm about to give you lots of information. If you need the links to the information I'm going to show you, I ask that you be a member of our program, Honor System. Email me, TravisJack777. I just put it up on the screen on Zoom. I can't do it on Facebook. TravisJack777@gmail.com. Travis Jack, email me and tell me you want those links and I'll get them to you. TravisJack777@gmail.com. So let me get up our, let me get up this little mini website we put together for you. There you go, Monique. Pray for that discipline. God will grant it. I'm going to touch and agree with you, Monique, that you're going to have a Saul to Paul conversion as it relates to discipline. I believe it's within God's will that his children have discipline. So you and I are going to touch and agree that you're going to wake up tomorrow. We ask God right now that Monique wakes up tomorrow and feels like a new creature in Christ Jesus, already born again, I'm certain of it. But we're going to ask God that God would now give you one of the fruits of the Spirit in abundance, and that be self-discipline. You wake up tomorrow and you just feel like a more self-disciplined, determined person. We're going to agree. The Bible says if we'll agree together in that, and it's within his will, he will not withhold it. That's what the Bible says. Yes, I'm sorry. 21-day self-mastery. It's the one and the same. Kelly from Canada, welcome. All right, let me share my screen. Here we go. I'm going to pull up the rules first. Put together some rules. Of course, the rules are on the honor system. I get that people will do their own thing, but the more you do it my way, the better results you'll get. All right, here's our mission. This is so easy to do if you'll just decide that it's easy. Select 21 foods or recipes or meal replacements or specific wow challenges at the beginning of each week. The mission is to have 21 perfect days in a row using only the food and meal ideas that you have pre-selected from the larger list I provide. If you have a holiday, you have to start over with day one. That's right. The game is finished when you have 21 perfect days in a row eating from your selected list. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you've had 18 perfect days in a row according to the rules that we've put forward here on the honor system. You did your best and you had 18 perfect days in a row, but you knew on day 19 you was going to be at a party or a work event or whatever, and you either accidentally have a holiday or choose to have a holiday. The good news is you've had 18 perfect days in a row. That's awesome to have. You've had some results. It's not been a waste of time. You had 18 perfect days in a row. You had 18 in a row. You've lost the weight associated with a streak of 18 perfect days, but you had a holiday on day 19. You got to start over. I want everybody to feel what it's like to have that 21 days of that 21-day perfect streak. You can do anything for 21 days. When you achieve that, when you have 21 perfect days in a row, you'll be awarded the self-mastery badge. One of the reasons I come up with this, of course, we've all heard that you can make anything a good habit if you do it 21 times in a row. There's different numbers out there about that, but that's the most frequently one used is the number 21. People use 21 days of doing anything will create it, it will make it a habit, so they say. But I started looking back at our members, the most successful members of all time. The most successful members. I went into admin and I looked, and many of them had many streaks of 21 days. You don't see that frequently. So I said, you know what? That is a common denominator for the most successful members on Planet Shibboleth is that they have long streaks of perfect days. So how can I get everybody to have that type of massive success and get them to do what some of our most successful members have done? So we put together this challenge. So I want you to make a decision to give me 21 perfect days in a row. And it may take you 3 months to get your streak of 21, but I believe that you'll report back that something very special happened in your life. So that's it. That's the mission. Our water, we've got to drink our water. I want you to drink a half a gallon up to 1 gallon of water every day. You can have any approved beverage, but you can have any 0-calorie beverage or approved beverage. The beverage does not have to be one of your 21 either. There's a form where you'll put in your 21 foods, those slots. Have y'all seen that form? You download the form, or you can use a sheet of paper, but you can download the form. You got 21 slots where you got to pick foods from the list I'm about to show you that are what you're going to focus on in that upcoming week. you'll put those foods in those slots. You do not have to put water in a slot. You do not have to put Advocare Spark in a slot. You do not have to put unsweet tea or Celsius in a slot. These are 0-calorie beverages and they're allowed. You must journal. You must journal online or in the app, and you must mark your days, perfect days or holidays. Wow meal plan days are perfect days. Divine days are perfect days. Intermittent fasting days are perfect days. You must post your weekly time and chart in the members only group daily. A lot of people have fell off with that practice. We're asking everybody to renew your commitment to doing that, because you want to have the accountability, but you also want to inspire others. I firmly believe the more people that are successful, the more people that can be successful, and it comes back and it helps you be successful. If I'm the only one eating a certain way, if I'm the only one with certain philosophies, it's going to be real hard for me to stick to them in life. The more people I can recruit to do a good thing, the more easy my success will be. Does that make sense? So you want to put that chart out there. It will inspire others to do it, making your path easier as well. So you want to journal. If you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it, you nibble it, you scribble it. Combinations. If using my meal plans and lists, you do not have to concern yourself with food combinations. If you're going to use the list I'm going to put up on the screen to come up with your 21 foods for your 21 slots, that you look at it this way. You're taking, if you are about to go to a deserted island, you know good and well if I put you on a deserted island with only healthy foods, you'd be forced to lose weight. We can't afford to do that. You can't afford to do that. So mentally, we're going to go there. We're going to go to our little deserted island. And what I'm saying, to put it in terms that you'll understand, is here, I'm going to give you a big list of food, and you have to pick 21 foods from this list that you're taking to your island for 1 week. Every 7 days, I'm going to fly in a plane, and you get to pick another 21 items. Okay? You can change it up only once a week on the honor system. So I'm going to show you these foods, and the good news is, as long as you control your portions, even if you mess up with the combinations, it's not going to matter. You experienced members, I hope that you'll still try to follow best combinations. But even if you don't, it's not going to matter with the list I've assembled. But I hope you will. Because remember, we want this to move from being a diet to move to being a lifestyle. And you need to know and understand the importance of food combinations for fat loss. Portions, this is a self-discipline and behavior modification challenge. You can choose from the food list and then can observe the normal portion rule, which is eat these foods from a 6 to 8 inch plate, or use the hand rule. Thumbs together, fingers together, hands over the plate. If you don't see any food sticking out around the edges, that's just right. Don't push boundaries with portions. If you're a calorie counter, you should observe the following rule. If you're over 200 pounds for the purpose of this challenge, and this is a good rule even for the regular program. If you're over 200 pounds and your goal is weight loss, each meal should be between 200 and 400 calories. If you're under 200 pounds, each meal should be between 200 and 300 calories. If you go over a little or under a little, it's not a big deal. You're eating wholesome, nutritive, dense foods here. I said a little bit. If you go a little over, a little under. Daily, you can have up to 3 meals. You can have, this is where we deviate a little bit from the regular program. You can have up to 3 meals. You should not skip meals to lose weight faster. But if you're not hungry, don't eat, even though you can have up to 3. Listen to your body. For the purpose of this challenge, if you want something from the snack list and it's in one of your slots, ice cream, peanut butter patties, etc., then you have to give up a meal to take care of that craving. You'll have to let go of a meal. So in other words, you can have up to 3 meals, or you can have up to 2 meals and a snack. Snacks are a little different than meals because they're going to satisfy a sweet craving or a salty craving. And when we have them, since they're not quite as good as real food, got to give up a meal or we're not going to lose it up to 21 in 21 days. Timing. It is important to eat your meal and then stop eating. We're not going to graze between meals. Don't graze. No grazing. We are not livestock. We are human beings. And we need to start acting like we're human beings and that we're not livestock. Grazing is killing even people that look healthy. They never give their digestive system a break. And it's the worst thing ever for someone who is overweight or obese, is to graze between meals. I know why people do it. There's a mental component to it, stress relief component to it. There's also a physical component to why you do that. You've got such high levels of insulin running through your system. Insulin is an appetite hormone. We've got to get that under control. You can't ever get it under control if you're grazing between meals. No grazing. And then remember, you can do anything for 21 days if you bless the name of the Lord. God will work. He'll be with you every step of the way. In your heart and mind, give this a shot. Eat breakfast for the Father. Quit eating for you. Make it an act of worship. Eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. Honor your Father with your eating habits, and you'll be blessed. Before we look at the food list, any questions so far about the rules? Because they're kind of loose. You know, they're kind of loose. Questions or comments about the rules before we get into the foods? Yes, ma'am, Tammy. We've got the rules on the website. Just send me an email to travisjack777@gmail.com and I will send you those rules. I'll send you all the links that you need and all the past class videos that we've done, or I'll give you access to them. travisjack777@gmail.com. Pam asked, is there a particular time at night that you should not eat after? I'm more concerned with your daily rations, overall daily rations, than I am what time you eat them. You will get better results if you cease eating. If you have a normal schedule, meaning you're up during the day and you're sleeping at night, the best time to cut off all food is 6 p.m., after 6 p.m. That's optimal, but not mandatory. Any other question about the rules? For self-mastery. This is a little more restrictive than the regular program, right? Because we're trying to install some self-discipline. Okay, no more question about the rules. So now we're going to go to the food list, and we're going to put together some meals, give you an example of how this works. We're going to do this collectively today. Okay, you should see my food list. This is my larger list that you're going to choose your 21 foods from. We don't have to put anything in a slot that's 0 calories. And then after we launched this, we collectively as a group decided you would not have to put approved cooking fats on your list either. At first, I think we said you did, but we later decided you did not have to put MCT oil, ghee butter, or coconut oil, or Pam cooking spray in one of your slots. You can use your 21 slots for foods and snacks. So, let me see if this is back up now. Facebook's lagging way behind, and I'm about to lose the Facebook group. You'll still see me, but I won't see you. All right, so we're on the food list now. So I'm going to walk you through how I would select I want you to help me too. I want you to do this with me collectively. Some of you on Zoom start chatting with me because I need to pull up the chat and it won't let me till somebody chats. Are y'all still with me on Zoom or did I lose you? Okay, there you are. Pam's with me. All right. So let's all start. Now, I may not pick yours. We're just going to come up with 21, and yours may get picked. Let me show you how easy this is. Okay? I want to be really helpful to you all today. This is so easy. For those of you that have struggled and stayed confused with the regular program, this should be so easy and it should be so refreshing for you. It's not a lifestyle, it's a diet. But diets work if we'll learn the lifestyle while we're doing the diet. So let's pick out some foods. Jump on here. I'm about to lose my Facebook group, by the way. My battery's dying. I don't know why. I charged it and everything. It's old phone. Penny's asking a question. We don't use olive oil. Why? Yeah, we do. We do use olive oil. We use olive oil. Olive oil is just not an optimal cooking oil. It's not a heat-stable oil. After it's cooked, all of the beneficial properties of it are gone. It's a long-chain triglyceride, meaning it's easily stored as a fat if you overuse it. If you use olive oil with fruit or carbohydrate, you're more likely to store it as a fat. It's not that we can't use it. We teach in the program, we don't care if you have butter, olive oil, vegetable oil, but if that oil, if any unapproved, unoptimal oil is on your meal, on your plate, then you cannot have any category 3 or any category 5. And it's also beneficial not to have any category 6. So, Penny, it's not that you can't have it. It's that you're going to have it the right way if you want to be successful. Yeah, I'll still be broadcasting to Facebook. It's just that I won't be able to see the comments shortly. Okay. All right. What oil can we use other than MCT oil? MCT oil is what you should use. You can use any oil that you want to use, but you cannot put category 3s and category 5s on a plate with any oil except for MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee butter, or hemp oil. That's the thing. You can use anything you want. You just need to eliminate category 3s and 5s when you use unapproved, unoptimal cooking oils. Instead of MCT, you prefer to use something that's optimal, but you don't want MCT. I would do MCT. I don't know why people do coconut oil when they can do MCT. I assume they just want to buy something at a local grocery store. So we make a way by saying MCT is optimal, a distant second that's allowed without changing the category that foods are in is coconut oil, then ghee butter, GHEE butter, and then hemp oil. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's come up with some foods from my list. This is my list. Let's start with category 1, 4, or 7. Probably cooking with it wrong. Jamie's saying it smokes real bad. Y'all can't see Jamie's comments. Tammy Duhan's comments. Jamie, Tammy, they'll be able to help you while I'm teaching the lesson. We got some very experienced members on the chat. If you can set your chat to all panelists and attendees, please. All panelists and attendees. Then the attendees can help me answer your questions so that I can keep moving. But if your question on what is MCT and MCT smokes bad, if those questions don't get answered, stay overtime and I promise I'll answer them. But I just don't want to hold the rest of the group hostage. They would be helping you, but they can't see your comments. Okay, so fish. Fish. We're just going to cook. We're going to pick a couple of items from each column. What else do you want there? I see a fat-free Fairlife milk. Fat-free Fairlife milk. Somebody give me another one from the first column, category 1, 4, and 7. Maybe a couple more. Somebody says chicken breast. Anybody else? Nobody else. Cindy says hemp bar. She got a hemp bar. That's in another column, but I'm going to go on and put it down. Hemp bar. These are the things you're taking to the island with you. Fat-free cottage cheese. London broil. I got to have that. So we've got some protein sources. We've taken up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots with protein sources. Let's take up some slots now with category 2 fibrous carbs. That's okay, Miss Cindy. Now, like Penny could add shrimp to her list. I just want to put together some meals for you so you can see how easy this is. Cabbage, squash, cauliflower. That's good. Cabbage, squash, cauliflower, and let's say green leafy vegetables, because that gives a lot. I can interpret that in many ways. Green leafy veggies. Okay. Do we need any? Let's say no breadings or flours, but like if I wanted to bread my chicken breast, I wanted breaded and fried fish or chicken breast, shrimp, breaded and fried shrimp, I would pick a breading and flour. That would have to go on your list. I've got to have meal replacements because I'm on the go a lot. So what meal replacements do you want to put up there? I don't want to take up too many slots, and I can always change it up after the first 7 days. What meal replacements? What meal replacements? Mighty Muffin? Mighty Muffin's a good one. Quest Bar? Since I get to change it up next week, I'm not going to put any more meal replacements because I want to make sure I get all the things I need in the slots. I've already picked some hemp. Let's put hemp flakes because I like hemp flakes. That should be a staple. Any flavor of Mighty Muffin will work. Do you see any category 6 or category 3 or snacks that you might want? Do you have a certain craving that you need filled every week, like ice cream? What would you want from the next 3 columns? Category 6, snacks, and category 3, what would you want to put? This is how easy this is, folks. It's so easy. I'm going to show you how to put together a meal in just a minute. How to lose up to 21 pounds in 21 days. Do y'all see anything you want there? I gotta, since y'all ain't pick, avocado. Somebody pick some avocado. I'm gonna put fava beans because I'm doing this with y'all. Fava beans, I love those. The At Last fava beans. I gotta have some of those. Fat-free mayo is going to be an approved condiment, so you don't have to put that in your slot. G-butter. Got to have some G-butter there. Now, the cooking oils and sprays do not have to take up a slot. Do you want any berries on your list? There's the berry category if you wanted berries. I'm going to put berries. Because anything, when I use a general term like that, that means so much. I can have raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. Pistachio, you want some pistachios? Are y'all going to want bread? Are any of y'all bread eaters? Are you going to eat out at a restaurant? Here's your restaurant list. I better put Mexican restaurant. Three soft chicken tacos. Is that what's on the list? Yeah, 3 soft chicken tacos. My own tortilla. That way, if I'm eating out, I can go to a Mexican restaurant. I already got on the board fish and green veggies. I can get anywhere. But what if I want to go to a Mexican restaurant during my 21-day streak? So I'm putting that up there. Just showing you how I think about it. Olay tortillas is on the list. What else? We got one more item. You've got some cereals, some cheese. Does anybody want cheese? The approved sweeteners, you don't have to put in a slot. You don't have to use up a slot for the approved sweeteners or approved beverages. Somebody wants cheese too. And then there's recipes. If you want a recipe, you got one slot left. Do you want a recipe or do you want cheese? Approved cheese. Cheese. Y'all want cheese, not a recipe. So approved cheese. So I've got my list of 21 that I'm taking to my island with me. Now, for 21 days, I'm going to eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit if I'm hungry. I may want to fast unto the Lord. I'm getting my life back, becoming a new creature mentally and physically, stepping into who I am meant to be. I'm a human becoming, right? I'm becoming the man I always wanted to be. So you've got breakfast. I've got to control my portion. I'm going to have for breakfast, let me look up here, see what I want. I'm going to have a Mighty Muffin. That's an easy, quick, easy. I'm already thinking about next week's list because I see that I didn't put my favorite cereal. So next week I'm going to put cereal, but I can't this week. I've already took these items to the island. So sad. I'm not going to rationalize and justify doing it anyway and not telling anybody. I'm going to stick to my list. I'm on my island, and I'm going to forge ahead with self-discipline because that's part of the problem. We've gotten in this shape because we can. We didn't restrict ourselves. I'm learning discipline. So I can't have my favorite cereal. I love my favorite cereal, Blueberries, Advanced Health System cereal with the fat-free Fairlife milk. Love that. It's not on my list. So I have a Mighty Muffin. For lunch, going to the Mexican restaurant. And I'm having my approved style tacos. Then for dinner, I think I'm going to have I'm going to finagle the rules, but it's an honest finagling. It's not that I can't. Y'all have got to be like an attorney, right? You got to make your case for why you did what you did. So cabbage is kraut, right? It's kraut. It's kraut. Cabbage is kraut. Vinegar's free. I don't have to put that in a slot. So cabbage is kraut. So I'm going to make me kind of a mock Reuben with London broil. I'm going to fry that in MCT oil with some sauerkraut, with some fat-free cheese, and I'm going to put it in my approved tortilla. I'm going to crisp my tortilla in the MCT oil, get it nice and crisp, put my cooked London broil in there, melt the fat-free cheese on it, and put a little sauerkraut in there and roll it up, and that's what I'm going to have for dinner. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to y'all? That's what I'm doing. Okay? So this was my day one. Now, I'm going to do that for 21 days. I'm going to come up with 3 more meals. Now, y'all come up with 3. Y'all come up with day 2. Let me stop this now so y'all can see better. Y'all come up with day 2. What are you going to have for breakfast on day 2? Did y'all leave me? Egg whites and spinach. Did we put egg whites up here? You know what? We did not put egg whites up here. We missed it, Pam. That may be on your list. I'm just saying if this was our list, making sure everybody understands what to do. Beth, try something different since we did a mighty muffin on day 1. Y'all come up with a day 2. Can't do the egg. Is egg whites and spinach a fat loss meal? Yeah, but we didn't think it through and we didn't plan right. So we didn't put egg whites on our list, so I just can't do that. Quest bar. It's a good breakfast. What about for lunch? You said fruit, spinach, and a spark smoothie. You'd have to give me the recipe. Sparks allowed. Spinach would be a green vegetable. Fruit would be berries. You can only have berries. I'd have to see the recipe because I don't know how all that would taste. Third of a hemp bar. What about dinner? What are we going to do for dinner? Oh, you're right. You're right. Somebody said egg whites are a freebie. That's right. You're right. I'm wrong because egg whites are a freebie. I was just looking at my list. You're right. Egg whites are free. So you could have done egg whites and spinach. We would have called spinach. See, you made a case for it. You looked at the rules and you were able to make a legitimate case. Even though I didn't put it in the list, one of the things that we said in one of the orientations was that egg whites are freebies for the purpose of this challenge. You're exactly right. You made your case. Good deal. And then we're going to do a chicken quesadilla. We have all the ingredients up here to have a chicken quesadilla, right? Chicken quesadilla. And I see cod with hemp flakes. That would be allowed based upon what we've got on the board. This is how you put your meals together for 21 days. You go to your own personal island. You're a castaway on your island. You brought these items in with you. And you're getting ready for the role of a lifetime. You're going to get in the best shape of your life by coming up with your list. You do this, you get a new list every 7 days, 21 perfect days, get that self-mastery badge, and then decide if you want to get another streak of 21 in. Anytime you have a holiday and it was on purpose, I don't mean you made a legitimate, thoughtful error. If you have those moments where you screw up because you just didn't care in a moment, you might get your care back later, but right now I just don't care. You need to call that a holiday. No, I don't care if you're on day 20. We're wanting to have a streak of 21 perfect days. It's life-changing stuff here. Life-changing stuff. Questions, comments? There's no way you don't lose weight eating like this. No way. Impossible not to, unless your portions are out of control. If you follow the rules, follow the meal rules, the portion rules, you're going to be successful. Joyce says, I am notorious for licking my fingers as I'm cooking. I'm trying desperately to stop. But if I do this in the next 21 days, do I have to start all over again every time it happens? I'm gonna tell you like they tell us in the Baptist church. They have a time during the meeting part of the business part of the church, the conference part of the church, where they say, is there anybody here, them being their own accuser, need to make acknowledgments to the church? So with your own conscience being your guide and you being your own accuser, I'm going to let you decide with that. If you're talking about negligible amounts of it, it's not a big deal. But what is negligible? A lick here and a lick there is okay, but if it turns into full on bathing in it, I would start over. Yeah. Lisa, why don't I do just for you? I'm going to add this. It won't be on here till Monday. But I'm going to add something just for you, but you've got to understand how to do it. If you give up a meal, you can have up to 2 glasses of any wine if you give up a meal. Is that fair? Or do you have some other request? Lisa asked, is there any alcohol allowed on the list? Is there something you're wanting besides wine? Vodka. Okay. So everybody hold your ears. Okay. Here's one of y'all. I don't believe in trampling on anybody's liberties, right? So here's what we're going to do. If you'll give up one meal, you can have up to 2 ounces of vodka. Here come the emails. I can hear it now. I thought you were a Christian. I can hear it now. 2 ounces of vodka. How I would do that, I would have an ounce of vodka with a 0-calorie beverage as a mixer, kind of a mixed drink. You could have 2 ounces, that would be 200 calories roughly, with a 0-calorie beverage. So you could have up 2 ounces of that. It's not good for you, but for those of you that's a habit and a social thing for you, that's the best way to do it and it not hurt you. But in order to do it, you have to give up a meal. Now, it doesn't mean you can't have this 2 ounces with dinner or before dinner or after dinner, but it means you would have had to have given up lunch. Does that make sense? Yeah, Raina. Not in place of a meal. You just have to give up a meal. So in other words, you could be out at a restaurant and have salmon because it was on our list, right? Or your list may be different, but I could have salmon, grilled salmon, and broccoli and have a couple of glasses of wine if I fasted through lunch. Does that make sense? And it won't be worth, some of you say it's not worth it to you, and it won't be. Let me tell y'all this, and I get a lot of flack and a lot of criticism, and I am certain that Lisa is a moderate drinker, okay? I'm not talking to Lisa. But my life's changed so much, and how I see things and believe things has changed so much. You would not believe the people who were alcoholics and food addicts that have come through this program, and their life has been changed because we're accepting of people and we love people where they are. And we get a lot of hate mail when it comes to certain things, and this is one of them. But I'll tell you this, I'll just keep standing for what I believe and what God's told me to do and how He's told me to behave because of my own failings in life. And I've seen people come through this and not only lose weight, but cease to be an alcoholic. So we're going to keep doing it that way, right? And we're not talking to Lisa, but a lot of people think when you give people liberties to do this, you're the one causing them to be an alcoholic or whatever. I don't agree with that. They're already struggling with it. Teach them how to do it in a responsible way. That's what I believe. That's right, Beth. Everything is permissible, but not everybody. The Bible says this about drinking. I'll try to get off my soapbox. It says, have a little wine for thy stomach's sake. Drink it to make your heart merry. Drink it for your often infirmities. But it also says to the drunk shouldn't even look at it stirring the cup. You don't take one person's liberties away because of another person. But what you do is have to know thyself. It might be a thorn in your flesh that you need to give up. Yeah. Cindy, I think you're right. I do. Any other questions or comments? Thank y'all. I have to accept everybody because the Bible says I'll be judged the way I judge. Doug says egg whites and vodka. Yeah, go for it, Doug, as long as it's in your list. Go for it. Anybody else? Just make sure you give up lunch. Anybody else before we go into overtime and get some off the subject matter questions answered? Appreciate all of you. That'll end our class for today. I hope that you got what you needed and you're ready to get going again, maybe on Monday. Please email me if you need the links to these materials, travisjack777@gmail.com. If you are not a member, we ask you to sign up by going to our website, www.myshibboleth.com, and take advantage of our membership drives, $50 for a year. So, Jamie Bailey, please, if you don't mind, email me so I've got a task list, travisjack777@gmail.com. All right, any questions before we go? Now it can be off of the 21-day self-mastery subject matter. Anybody? Any questions? Kim asked, can we use condiments? Yes, and they do not have to be in one of your slots as long as they are 0 or near 0 calories. What's near? 15, 20? Where's the cutoff? You just let your conscience be your guide. Condiments do not have to be on the list as long as they're near 0 calorie condiments. Spices, seasonings, those kind of things, absolutely allowed. Yeah, once you make your list from my list, that's your shopping list. I believe that's Pam asking that. Happy 4th, everybody. Happy 4th. Anybody else? Any other questions? My breakfast is whole eggs and turkey sausage. Is that acceptable? Are you talking about for 21 challenge? Are you talking about the regular program? Well, whole eggs is a category 4. Turkey sausage, approved turkey sausage, like Jimmy Dean turkey sausage, is a category 4. You shouldn't have a category 4 by itself, right? Let me pull this up. Help you out here. This is the regular program that we're talking about. Because I didn't see turkey sausage on our list unless I missed it. So I'm going to share my combination chart. We're talking the Shibboleth lifestyle. So can I have whole eggs and turkey sausage? If you did, you didn't do anything that hurt you, but that's not a combination. Both of those are a category 4. So if I have a whole egg and 2 Jimmy Dean turkey sausage links, I've had a category 4. I look on the chart and I see here's a 4. I can have a 4 and a 2. So I need to add a category 2 to that category 4. That could be 1 slice of approved toast maybe. Okay. I look over here and it says I can have a 1, 4, and 2. And I can have a 4 and a 2. So you need to add a category 2 to that. I will say this. If you have a category 4 by itself, you are not going out of efficient fat burning. You won't go out of efficient fat burning. The reason we ask you to do that is that category 4s have more fat coupled with protein. It's beneficial to help your body digest it if you add a fibrous carb like broccoli or something like that, spinach. So it's more of a wellness thing that you add a 2 to a 4. But if you've been doing that and controlling your portion, it didn't hurt you. Got to learn those food combinations, and it takes time. You've only been doing this for 5 days, you say, Penny. Sounds to me like you're on pace with everybody. It takes a little bit of a learning curve, but following that combination card will really help you. Talk about HHF foods, how they can be used. We get this every day, this question. Hemp hearts and hemp flakes are foods. They are foods. They have their own category because they're so beneficial. But when you're asking me how to use them, treat hemp hearts or hemp seed like a category 6. treat hemp flakes like a category 1+2, and then just follow your combination rules. Many of our people are using hemp hearts and hemp flakes because of their beneficial properties as a supplement. I don't agree with that. I do not believe that you should add them to every meal. You shouldn't do that. It's not going to help you if you're trying to lose weight to add them for the sake of adding them due to their wellness properties. You should use them the right way. So if I'm having scrambled egg whites, that's a category 1. I can give them some additional flavor by adding hemp flakes would be a category 1+2. So I'm adding a 1+2 to a 1, still have a 1+2. So I add 3 tablespoons of hemp flakes to the egg whites, control my portion. Hemp hearts, they're a category 6. So maybe I take a salad. I have a robust salad. That's a category 2. Lettuce, bell peppers, fat-free cheese as a condiment. And instead of meat today, instead of grilled chicken, let's say I'm feeling hemp. I want to go vegan here for this meal. So I add hemp hearts, 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp hearts to that salad. But you don't need to just add them to everything. If you're a believer in that, better keep it to a teaspoon to a tablespoon if you want to add hemp hearts, hemp flakes as a condiment to every meal because of their wellness properties. But I'm not a big believer in just adding stuff for the sake of adding it, if that makes sense. Coffee. Bio coffee is a snack, but is other coffee approved? Yes. All coffee is approved. I mean, unsweetened coffee. You can't add calories to your coffee. The only thing that you could add would be like an approved coffee creamer from the food library. There are tons of those that are approved. There's a lot of unapproved coffee creamers. You got to be careful with those because you're putting sugar in a pre-digested beverage, which will cause fat bus problems. Okay, we don't want fat bus problems. So, yeah, you can have coffee. Coffee's 0 calorie. You just need to make sure you sweeten it and sweeten it with approved sweetener. Cream it with approved creamers. Can you use milk? You could use a little fat-free Fairlife milk in your coffee. You could do that. Tammy says, I don't understand. What do you not understand, Tammy, so I can help you? Because there were several things that you could have been referring to. You say, I do not understand. Tell me what you don't understand so I can help you. Be happy to help you. I'm here for you. Wendy asked, I have a question. If I am having a 1+2+4 and a slice of tomato as a condiment, or does that slice count as a category 3? It does not. You can use a slice of tomato because a slice of tomato is below the 50-calorie condiment rule. You can use a slice of tomato as a condiment. Since you're not having a half a tomato, you're just having a slice, it's a condiment, not a category 3. If you have a full portion of tomato, you need to treat it like a 3. So you're saying I'm having a 1-2-4. If you were adding a half a tomato to that 4, that would be a problem. But since you're just adding a slice, it's no problem. So what you're having is 2 eggs. That's 140 calories. Hopefully that's approved chicken bacon. You said chicken bacon. I'm going to say approved chicken bacon. And a tomato slice. 2 eggs. Where's your category 2, though? I don't see your category 2, Wendy. I have to come back to that. Yes, homemade turkey sausage you can make with 96% lean ground turkey. Somebody's wanting me to elaborate on hemp flakes, hemp hearts again. I don't know how else to elaborate on those. Hemp flakes have a lot of the fat extracted from them, so they're going to be less calorie dense than a hemp heart. Maybe possibly better for weight loss would be a hemp flake. But hemp hearts have regenerative powers. I mean, they're very healthy. They're healthier than a hemp flake, but you have to be more careful with them because some of the fat's not been, a lot of the fat hadn't been extracted. None of it's been extracted. Therefore, you got to be more careful with your portion of hemp hearts. Hemp hearts and hemp flakes, very similar. A hemp flakes just has a lot of the fat extracted. Is it the new approved bacon spinach on the side? I'm still confused. Okay, somebody's asking about MCT oil. You have to cook medium chain triglycerides on medium heat, not high heat. I use it because I've learned how to cook with it. I use it on high heat. It doesn't smoke if I know what I'm doing. I pop my popcorn in it. And there's a way to do that so that it doesn't smoke. Put your oil in there before you put the pan on high heat. Put the oil in there. Go on and put the pop kernels in there. Then put it on high heat. It'll pop right up. Popcorn will pop before it ever has a chance to smoke. I fry in it. I cook everything in it. But if you start heating that oil up on high heat before you put any food in it, it's going to smoke fast. But the idea is to just use medium heat. You should cook your foods in medium heat anyway, medium to low heat. Okay, so you're using the approved chicken bacon that's category 1 and adding spinach on the side for category 2, then you'd be fine. Lisa says, I'm joining and I do a spark smoothie every morning. Tell me if I'm going wrong. If you were to do a spark smoothie for breakfast every morning, I usually do a cup of fruit. I need to know exactly what you're doing. I'm going by what you're saying. Can you have a spark smoothie? You're doing blueberries, strawberries, and bananas, adding spinach, and then using mango strawberry spark. Too much, and no protein. That is not beneficial for weight loss. I'm sorry. Lisa Nelms, that's not beneficial for weight loss. I would say drop the banana, go with the berries and spinach. The spark is fine, but you got to get some protein in there. Maybe, I don't know what it would taste like, but I would, you got to come up with a protein source. I don't know how milk would taste in that. I don't know how an RTD would taste in that. Maybe a flavored protein shake, strawberry protein shake powder. I'd probably, just sitting here talking off the top of my head, I'd probably go, Oh Yeah protein mix, the strawberry flavor, or the Health Smart banana flavor, and take a scoop of that powder and put in there with that and get rid of the banana. But you got to have protein in there for a meal. Okay, good. There you go. You come up with something that works. So a half a cup, let's not say, Lisa, let's not say fruit. Let's say berries. Apples or oranges are fine, berries. Half a cup of the berries or apples or oranges, no banana, and Greek 100 yogurt. Is that, I don't know what Greek 100 is. It may be in the library, but if I don't eat it, I can't remember it. Just make sure it's an approved yogurt, and that'll help you get your protein in. Then I think you'll be fine. Yeah, use banana flavoring, not banana. Plain yogurt, spark, now you're talking, and stevia. Now you're talking. Anybody else? Any other questions? I lost the Facebook group, so they're still watching, but I can't see them. Yeah, working out every morning for an hour, Jamie's good. You don't need more food when you're trying to lose weight. Trainers will tell you otherwise, but that's why you see so many people in the gym not losing weight. But you still just need your 3 meals. I would work out on an empty stomach. You may not be as strong, may not have as much endurance, but if you can work out on an empty stomach, you'll lose more fat. You pay the price to lose the fat, and then after that, eat your meal. You'll lose more fat if you do that. Anybody else? You're welcome. Anybody? Any other questions? Can't see any Facebook questions. I'm sorry. Anybody? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Yes, Monique, I will share. If you'll send me an email, I'll get you all your materials. Travis Jack 77 and here we go. Travis Jack 777 at gmail.com. What is the weight we should lose? There's a chart. We have a chart. I don't know if I have access to it right now without messing our broadcast up. Let me see if I can spot it. I can't find my chart. Give me 1 second. I'll try to find it for you. For those of you that don't like silence, I'm trying to find or are uncomfortable with silence. I'm trying to find a chart to tell folks how much weight they need to lose, right? You can also do an assessment online. Have an assessment. I'm not going to be able to retrieve it here. I'm afraid if I play with too many buttons, I'm going to lose the broadcast. There's a chart. How tall are you, Jamie? How tall are you? How much weight should you lose? Oh, okay. Well, how tall are you for the 21 days? Well, it depends on your effort. Jamie, you're 5'6". What do you weigh? You may not want to put that out there. Nobody can see it but me because you're just set to all panelists. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll post the chart in the group page. Well, with the weight that you just gave me, you don't have a lot to lose. So you won't lose as much as others. But what you lose will be fat. You'll lose jiggly, itchy fat. I don't think you'll lose 20 pounds. I don't see that possible at your height and weight. You're very lean. I'm thinking you'll probably drop 10 pounds if you do it exactly, which is a lot for that will visibly will be transformative. 10 pounds on your frame is a lot. You don't have much to lose. You're tall and you don't have much to lose. Good job. $10 will be significant on your frame. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the comments. Anybody else? Any other questions or comments before we go? All right, y'all. I've enjoyed being with you. I hope that we helped some. We certainly have a heart that wants to help you. Hope you can get that 20. You can do anything for 21 days. I love you guys. Hope you'll pray for us. We'll be praying for you. God bless y'all.